Today, I'm going to tell you why it's a bad idea to allow NPCs as player characters, and what a horrible DM I can be. It was a grimdark, Arkham-like setting with homebrew rules. Insert red flag here. I was the GM, and 3 other guys were role-playing in Discord chat using text messages, which made the game slower, but more narrative heavy. So there was this knight called Centurion, with a morning star, and some kind of Viking barbarian with magical abilities, which we'll call Zikver, and that guy Alchemist. While other players had pretty big 3-page backstories, Alchemist had something like, "I'm a scientist that likes exploding stuff and is very smart." Well, 75% of his character list was occupied by an item list, which included, but did not end with, an expensive crossbow with a ton of bolts, a gas mask, super duper protective anti-toxic hazmat trench coat, portable alchemist lab. And if you thought that was overpowered, the most OP item of them all was an infinity potions bag. You heard right, a bag with infinity potions and infinity ingredients. So let's get back to my wonderful system, shall we? When a player takes a really powerful item like so, he spends some of his luck stat points. Luck is being mostly used to describe a character's spawn point and a state of his health/items. So a character with low luck would spawn in a horrible place with a random amount of broken items, while a character that did not use any of his luck points could pretty much spawn in a bank vault. This was my 300 IQ balance system. The bag costed all the points and made his luck negative. The player begged me to allow his OP character, and since I was such a nice person, I allowed this character to have negative luck. Okay, so the session starts. And since all their characters wasted a ton of luck on all their items for their characters, the campaign starts in the Poor District. Since it was a #grimdark setting, there were no guards there, only mad cultists and murder hobos. Red sky, check. Mud and screams everywhere, check. Excited players, triple check. Centurion and Zikver spawned in a semi-broken hut where they were hiding out from cultists. Where did that guy spawn, you're asking? Well, wait for it. So the party of 2 left their homes to search for a way to leave this horrible place. Smart move. 20 minutes after, they hear voices in a nearby storage house and decided to check what's happening over there. Peering through the holes of a boarded-up window, they found a bound naked alchemist surrounded by 3 slightly less naked tribals with extremely unusual items. Now, I will do a little backstory here. Since that guy's character was a min-maxed lone wolf, weak, fat wanderer without any stealth skills, it was a question of time when his character would be killed/captured by outnumbered forces of X. A little bit of a jerk move on my part. The cannibals took his items from him and decided to transmutate this human being into a tasty steak, but quickly changed their minds due to the fear of poisoning from his toxic nature. He was pooping everywhere while the cannibals bound him. So it was really fun to watch for everybody. Upon seeing this, Centurion and Zikver busted into the storage house. What they see there is one of the cannibals pointing a crossbow at the alchemist. So instead of fighting, they tried to convince the tribals into giving them that guy's character for a small amount of their food. It was a good idea, and you know, it was meant to work. But thinking again about the rareness of food in a #grimdark setting, they decided to attack the cannibals. The fight begins, and that guy unties himself due to a nat 20. And decides to make a run for his crossbow. He ends up getting shot in the knee with a bolt and falls on the floor. other tribal starts throwing stuff from the alchemist's bag at the knight, which was ink, milk, and acid. But, of course, the plate armor was blocking all the incoming damage. Third cannibal was trying to pierce the knight armor by using a crude spear. No effect either. So the knight used a charge at the man with the unloaded crossbow. But since there was a big, fat, complaining, bleeding hill between the knight and the ranger, that guy's character got stomped by a heavy, full-plate Thomas the Tank engine. And after some time of blocking / falling rolls from Centurion, he breaks the ribs of one of the cannibals with the Morning Star, while the Viking burned the second to the ground using a scorpion-style fire breath. There was clearly no hope for the last tribal to make it. All of his comrades were dead, and he was 1v2 against a knight and a Viking. So he decided to make one of the smartest moves anyone could ever do, and made everyone spit their tea at their screams. So since one of his comrades was killed by a fire, and his body was still burning, he decided to throw the ultimate potions bag right at the fire. And wouldn't you know it, everybody failed their rolls to catch the bag before it was too late. Boom! A green mini nuclear mushroom tears all the PCs apart, ending the campaign. While I was still in shock, my players, except that guy in the night, was still laughing about it, and got some kind of fun from it. I'm not the kind of DM that constantly throws Deus Ex Machinas at the party, nor NPCs, so after 2 hours of real playing, and 49 minutes in-game, it was a TPK and everyone laughed. But in retrospect, I feel that I should have gave him a chance, like a proper DM would've. I mean, having a session that was doomed from the start is certainly not the best, especially if players spend so much time on their characters. Don't make your own homebrew system unless you know what you're doing, and definitely don't let others break it. In the end, it is just a game, but it all depends on everyone's expectations. What do you all think?